Hello, everyone. This is Albert Espinoza, back for week three of our MPA 580 Legal and Ethical Issues course at CBU with Dr. S. And this week, I'll be talking about Code of Ethics. Throughout my career, I've had the opportunity to be involved with several organizations, one being the American Society of Civil Engineers, another one, the Institute of Transportation Engineers, ITE, and then just recently, I've been trying to learn more about ICMA, the International City County Management Association. But for the different codes of ethics I've been transitioning throughout my career, I decided to focus on the one for the American Society of Civil Engineers. That was my first association I had the opportunity to join in college, and some of the ethic code of ethics that they have eight fundamental canons. I won't read them all off to you, but the biggest thing is engineers uphold and advance the integrity, honor, and dignity of the engineering profession. That's the main fundamental principle. But all eight canons really go into the details of what engineers shall do, how they shall perform, how they shall act. So, they're pretty much like rules. They're the code of ethics for the American Society of Civil Engineers with the eight fundamental canons. But they're pretty much rules and the shalls of what an engineer should do or shouldn't do. For my religious code or background, I went with the Ten Commandments. Growing up Catholic and still being Catholic and being a practicing Catholic, those are the Ten Commandments. Growing up as a little kid, that I learned about, the Lord our God. That we should not have no other gods. That we should not use His name in vain. Honor, your mother, your father and your mother. You shall not kill. You shall not steal, commit adultery, or you should not want desire or lust your neighbor's wife and goods. So those were the Ten Commandments, or in essence, also the laws or the rules handed down by Moses to God that, as a practicing Catholic, I follow myself. And so those are the two, I chose for my code of ethics from my religion's perspective and then from my profession's perspective. So the question is posed, do the ethical frameworks agree or disagree with each other? So the code of ethics for the American Society of Civil Engineers and the Ten Commandments, how do they agree with each other or disagree? And I was thinking back to the ethics primer for this week's readings of what professional code of ethics is, and what that is, it brings together the expectations that apply to the members of an association. And so I think of it as the code of ethics for the American Society of Civil Engineers and the Ten Commandments. I would say those ethical frameworks somewhat do agree with each other because they set the expectations and the rules for being part of that, in this case, organization ASCE, or religion, Catholicism. Or if you're Jewish, since the Ten Commandments both apply from the Old Testament. So I would say, to answer the question, do the ethical frameworks agree or disagree with each other? I would say they agree because they both set the expectations of being Catholic, Jewish, or a member of the American Society of Civil Engineers. So, looking back at the theories that we've covered up to this point in our course, I had the opportunity to look back and kind of think about things and see which one best applies to the Ten Commandments and the Code of Ethics, or the canons for the American Society of Civil Engineers. I mean, naturally, people think, oh, the Ten Commandments, natural law theory, or the divine command theory. But actually, thinking about it some more, I chose contractarianism as the theory that best applies to the Ten Commandments and the Code of Ethics for ASCE, and that's because these are the rules set by both the ASCE organization and the Ten Commandments. So these are the rules, the guidelines, and contractarianism. It's about what makes people live that better life, and it's these agreements or contracts that we agree to. And so these code of ethics for both ASE and the Ten Commandments, Catholicism, almost like the contract or the expectations that will make you a better person because you are following these rules and guidelines. I hope you enjoyed this week's video, and I can't wait to read your comments, and I can't wait to see your videos this week. Have a great one, and God bless. Bye.